Good evening and welcome to the earnings review, your bite-sized snapshot of company financials and operational insights. Thank you for joining us as we broadcast from our Hampton studios in Harare, Zimbabwe. I'm Ibn Mabunda. Let's get started. On the cards is Banc ABC, a pan-African financial services provider officially known as the African Banking Corporation. The group has a significant footprint in Southern Africa, boasting of decades of experience on the continent, plus a series of game-changing mergers and acquisitions. Operating as ABC Holdings Limited in Zimbabwe, the group's units comprise the ABC Asset Management, Bank Easy, a microfinance institution, and Bank ABC, the flagship commercial bank, the subject of our conversation today. The bank is involved in several infrastructure projects in Zimbabwe through its corporate and investment banking unit. Now, as part of a branch-light strategy, Bank ABC now has 42 in-store stores in Pick n Pay stores across the country. The bank's CEO, Dr. Mambondiani, leveraging on innovative technologies, is optimistic of the scintillating possibilities in Zimbabwe's banking space. And now we are in conversation with the Chief Executive for Banc ABC, Dr. Mambondiani. Sir, good day and thank you for welcoming us into your corporate home.
No, thank you for having me, and it's such a pleasure talking to you again.
Fantastic. Perhaps as an icebreaker, this conversation is coming in shortly after a landmarking partnership between Banc ABC, MasterCard, as well as ZimSwitch, which will allow Zimbabweans to transact using one card at home and away.
Yeah, we were pretty excited with that partnership. You will recall that at some point last year, ZimSwitch did announce a partnership with MasterCard, which was going to lead to the improvement of the payment system in the country. So this is the fruition of that partnership. And we're glad actually to be the first bank to come off the blocks to offer this service. And one of the reasons why this is so exciting for me is that, we've almost been a pariah state in that our citizens take out one card to use locally and then take out another card to use internationally. So we wanted to normalize and innovate around that by the introduction of the one-time card, as we call it. So that card allows you to do transactions locally, and you use the same the same card when you go away. But a lot of my customers have been asking, so does that mean that I'm going to be using ZWL when you go to South Africa? That's not what it means. It simply means that you can load two currencies on the card, and then your card can intelligently detect which currency you are swiping on, whether you are local or you are abroad. So very exciting. Comes with latest technology and as well. Tap and Go has been activated on it. We can do instant card issuance as well on it, and chip and pin, very, very secure. So very excited with the partnership.
A scintillating, trailblazing tip that is given the payment challenges that most Zimbabweans seem to encounter. Now, let's get just a little bit into some stats with regards to your bank and the operations. And I'll take you just a bit to your results up to June 30, 2021, where your bank posted a profit after tax of 471 million Zimbabwean dollars against a loss position of 174 million dollars recorded in the comparative period of 2020. Can you walk us through the transformation in that very matrix there?
Even as you know, it's been a very, very difficult year for a lot of us in the sector. In fact, not only financial institutions, I think for companies worldwide. We were all suffering because of the slowdown arising out of COVID and the pandemic, and generally a very difficult operating environment. So we are absolutely grateful that we have seen a significant improvement in our total income. As you have said, that is testament to some of the progress that we have made really in cleaning up our infrastructure, and also the increase in the number of people who have started to utilize our platforms in our channel. When we record growth like this, we don't believe that growth belongs to us. We pay testament to all the customers who utilize our platforms. They are the ones who make us who we are today. So extremely grateful for each and every of our Bank ABC customers who utilize our products in our service. And I've said this to you many times that I've spoken to you about money, that we don't usually like to talk about how profitable we are. We like to talk about how relevant we are in providing financial solutions to each and every Zimbabwean who needs it.
Interesting. Let's get a bit into your non-funded income, which has become a key revenue driver. Quite a market-wide phenomenon given the economic setup of Zimbabwe. Can you speak a little bit about that and your ability to consolidate your growth in that particular regard?
Absolutely right, and I think it's a trend that we have seen for ourselves and also our peers in the industry. And the reason for the growth in non-funded income is largely because of a number of transactions that we are doing. Of course, reflecting the challenges that we have in the economy, that there is not significant growth on our funded income. And the reason for that is that we've not necessarily slowed down on lending, but what we have done is that increase our activities around other services. Our global markets and trading team also did an incredible job. As you also know, we have increased our retail footprint, and that's led to quite an increase in the number of customers who are utilizing our service and our products. So that together with all the other activities that we are doing has always led to an increase in our non-funded income. But as you know, we exist as a bank to lend, so funded income is again something that we are considering quite aggressively to make sure that we are playing our role in financial intermediation for SMEs and also for our corporate customers who rely on our products and services.
And now you just mentioned retail, and your retail service and wholesale depositors dominate 85% of that particular aggregate. And it would also be interesting to note that the most recent stats indicate that 24% of Zimbabwe's GDP is hinged on wholesale and retail. Can you speak in terms of that particular matrix and how you are cementing your position in that?
It's largely about footprint. It's about the number of people who we have on our books as total customers. We experienced about 84% growth in our retail customers in the past year. You also remember that we announced a groundbreaking partnership with TM Pick and Pay that allowed us to expand into, we were in about 39 stores last year. We've now grown into about 42 of the 56 TM Pick and Pay stores, but really increasing our footprint in the number of places that we have serving our customers. So the growth in the number of the customers, both wholesale, retail, and within the SME space, because we are also very, very passionate about growing SMEs to go to the next level. And I think that growth that we have seen in the past year has been extremely encouraging. And the footprint that I've just mentioned in TM Pick and Pay has also been instrumental in supporting that growth, because we have so many selling points, literally, all over the country, allowing our customers to access products and services, in real time, wherever they are. As we always say, whether you're in Mutare or you are in Blair, wherever you are, there's a TM Pick and Pay, and you can access a Bank ABC service in the TM Pick and Pays across the country.
Now, I'll take up a bit later. Dr. Lance, to hit again another matrix, your bank's liquidity ratio is at 135% above the minimum regulation of 30%. Shouldn't perhaps these funds be invested elsewhere? What's the rationale there?
Oh, definitely, we would like to make sure that we are deploying it into somewhere else, right, so as to sweat our position. You are right in saying that it's a little bit too high. And the reason it's high is also because we compound our treasury bill holdings as part of that ratio. That's why you see it a little bit higher. But in the past a few months, we have done quite a little bit of diversifying as well, by deploying our total liquidity position somewhere where we believe that we can get better value.
Box standard. Now, the bank concluded the signing of $1 million housing development deal.
$11 million actually, not $1 million.
11 million. And I said $1 million.
Yes.
$11 million in housing development with Shelter Afrique. May you shed more light on the details of the deal?
So this was probably one of the biggest deals that we did this year. And firstly, I just wanted to say that when you have an institution such as Shelter Afrique, coming to offer you a line of credit is not only a sign of confidence in Bank ABC, but Bank Alpha Bravo Charlie. It's also a sign of confidence in the entire country. This to me is important. It's significant. It's going to assist us in extending, US dollar-based mortgages to quite a number of our customers who have requested them in the past few years. And we are in partnership with the Minister of National Housing and Social Amenities as well as part of this project. We've met councils across a number of towns. We've met the mayor of Redcliffe, Kwekwe, Mutare, and Gweru, just to see what we can do together to address the backlog on the national housing as part of this scheme and funding.
Given the 2 million housing deficit in as far as units are concerned in the country, do you see growth prospects in that regard?
No, there definitely is. And look, it's not only Bank ABC that is in this space. They have quite a number of our peers who are also playing in the national housing space. And we just glad to play our part really in solving the housing crisis. And I think housing development in a country such as ours is something that is critical really to spur economic growth and to assist in alleviating some of the challenges that we know people in the lower and perhaps middle income bracket face in accessing affordable and good housing. I mean, that is something that you are extremely passionate about, to make sure that we address and solve that problem.
Fair enough. You did allude to your digital footprint and some initiatives that you're taking, which of course have resulted in the increase in as far as your non-funded income is concerned. And of course, with that particular turf also comes in the issue of cybersecurity. Mm-hmm. How, as a bank, are you leveraging again on technology to ensure that you protect your clients against cyber crimes that have become the order of the day globally?
Absolutely important question, and I think cybercrime has been on the rise, both locally and also internationally. We're fully aware of this, and one of the things at the core of what we do urban is innovation, and then we breathe innovation on a day-to-day basis. So this is something that is extremely important to us. But as you innovate, you're also opening yourself to quite a number of challenges. So with whatever investments that we do, innovating our platform, whether it's Ali, it's A360, it's our new mobile banking platform, we always follow that with a robust protective system that allows us to protect our customers, because that's why we exist. We want to make sure that our customers have the comfort and the security that the platforms that they're using have been properly checked, and they're also protected against intrusion going forward.
Within the same bracket, you just mentioned your involvement in partnership with TM Pick and Pay, and you now have got a footprint that is it 39?
No, 42. So we are in 42 stores now. So TM Pick and Pay has about 52 stores countrywide. So we're hoping that by in the next 6 months or so, we should be able to extend that partnership to as many of the stores as possible.
So there's been an increase in your presence in TM Pick and Pay, and there's been some closures of some of your branches. 3 have closed. Mm-hmm. Can you explain that particular matrix? Are we likely to see a closure of more banks because your presence in TM Pick and Pay, your stance where digitalisation is concerned, and then the reduction in terms of the number of branches, is this going to be the trend going forward?
It definitely is, and our commitment is to make sure that we are serving our customers much better than we've done in the past. Mm-hmm. And the branch itself is not as important as providing the service to the customer. So if you're asking me, are we going to be at a point where we're closing all our branches? That's not the strategy. The strategy is not to be branchless, it's to be branch light. So we're trying as much as possible to reduce the number of branches, but increasing the number of efficient saving points. That's why we only had 18 branches before our partnership with TM Pick and Pay, but by the close of the year we now have 42 saving points with TM Pick and Pay. That tells you, and also we now have saving points in areas where we ordinarily might not have had the capacity to invest a physical branch in. So the model that we are going after is not necessarily building new branches. It's really just to make sure that we are increasing the number of areas where we serve our customers. That's the first thing. And the second thing also is to improve our digital capabilities, allowing our customers to access our banking products and services anytime, anywhere. Who wants to visit a branch anymore these days? If you can do your transaction on our A360 mobile app, we would have saved you a trip to the bank, and at least you will save your bond notes, 50 bond, to come into town to do a transaction.
You just answered the question that I was going to ask you next, to say, so are we likely to see Bank ABC going branchless? I mean, we're seeing a lot of neo and challenger banks hitting the market within the region, and of course we haven't seen that a bit in Zimbabwe, but maybe it's something that could be in the pipeline. Now, with the streamlining of your conventional brick and mortar structures, what does this mean for your employee base? Are they being redeployed from these branches that are closed into your TM Pick and Pay stores? What's the matrix?
That's the idea. I think digitization shouldn't lead to job losses. That's not what we're aiming for. What we want to do is to transition employees so that they are better equipped and ready to serve the next generation of customers. And that next generation of customers might not necessarily want to be served in a branch. They might want to be served in another area. So what we've been doing is to retrain our staff to ensure that they are ready to either assist customers through platforms. As you know, we introduced a platform that I absolutely love that we call Branch X, which allows you to do all your banking transactions as if you're in a branch without necessarily visiting one. So by video conferencing, by Skype, by all the other platforms that we're using, WhatsApp banking as well as part of the offering. So there's quite a number of our staff we've been deployed into these new age channels that we're introducing to our customers.
Still talking about your digital drive, several awards that have come through your way as a bank, and also as an individual, speaking to the innovations that you have come up with recently. Are these innovations buttressed with a sufficient degree of investment? More often than not, the copy and paste model of some of these Western concepts have often not taken off as intended, with some glitches and a series of them being witnessed by clients. How much, or maybe you could get into figures, but maybe not. So in essence, I'm saying, are you investing enough to support and to prop up these form of initiatives?
I have a very, very simple philosophy as far as innovation is concerned. I don't, and I honestly believe that there is no way that we will allow something like a copy and paste of a solution that is from somewhere and bring it to Bank ABC or into the country. I absolutely believe that there are Lamborghini solutions, financial solutions out there. I don't believe or think that Zimbabwe needs Lamborghini financial solutions like Bitcoin or some of these new latest trends. We might need them in the future. But what Zimbabwe needs are Toyota 4x4 solutions, solutions that work and solutions that are contextualized to our people and solutions that serve a purpose because we are solving a problem. So I will give you an example which I absolutely love, which is City Hopper. City Hopper is something that we developed internally. It was a product that we offered because we realized there was an opportunity, or rather that there was a problem that people could not send their money locally. Right. Very, very simple Toyota solution. Right. It's a solution that you can just walk into any of our saving point and you send your money somewhere. We've not tried to be fanciful. We've not tried to tweak our platforms in our system, but we've developed something that we believe is relevant, something that is simple, and something that is contextualized to our problem. So that's how we innovate. So we don't build complicated layers of platforms on our system because we want to look fanciful. We want to be relevant. We want to be part of the solution in solving some of the challenges. So if you ask me, are we investing enough into the platforms and innovation that we do? Of course we are. We're investing in something that we believe is relevant. So if City Hopper is relevant, we want to make sure that we are investing in City Hopper and making it the best product in the country to allow you and I to send your money from Harare to Kwekwe, and that's what we do. So we provide relevant funding and solutions for a product that we believe is relevant, and or rather a product that we believe that is something that is dear to what we are doing. So we don't walk around with a pot of money and say that, okay, this is a 3 million budget for innovation or for improving platforms and services. We go to where we believe that there is relevance, and if possible, we do that internally. Some of the products and services that we do at Banc ABC are developed purely internally. We've not, and again, City Hopper we're talking about is a case in point. It was not developed by, let me say, Indians outside. It wasn't developed by our colleagues from anywhere. It was developed by IT specialists who are resident or who are working for Banc ABC.
Purely Zimbabwean.
Absolutely.
Now, let's talk about your Pan-African heritage and your footprint within the region. How are you leveraging that to drive your operations forward?
It's always been important for us. As you know, Banc ABC has a very, very rich history as a Pan-African bank. Up until now, I don't need to tell you that this is already public information. You know that we're operating in about 6 African countries. We've scaled down on a few of those countries because of the transaction that we've done. Announcements have been made at group level to advise our customers and stakeholders on the position that we have. But our connection with our colleagues in the region has always been strong. It has allowed us to leverage and do quite a number of transactions cross-border, assisting our customers who are doing business regionally. So that has been something that is core to our DNA. So we are proudly African. Yes, operating very locally, but our tentacles are global, and we're glad to be in a position of being supported by a very, very strong shareholder who has a commitment not only to Zimbabwe but to Africa.
Now, for a bird's eye view, digressing a bit from Banc ABC, the policy rate pegged at 60% according to the Monetary Policy Committee resolutions. What's your take on that very initiative, and what would be the trickle-down effect on the banking sector and perhaps eventually cascading to Banc ABC?
And I think that this is a monetary policy issue. I'm not at all a representative of the Reserve Bank, so I won't tell you where the interest rate should be. I simply implement what the interest rate is at the current moment. What I can tell you is that when you're considering an interest rate, there's always quite a number of factors that you have to consider. One of them is money supply. You also have to consider inflation. If you remember, last year inflation was at 854%, right now coming down to slightly under 60%. So if you were to ask me, are we kind of equalizing? We are on our way there, and I also understand that interest rate is quite important in mopping up money supply and also stemming speculative borrowing activities as well that we could have seen in the market in the last couple of months. So I believe that whilst it is high, and whilst all our customers have been crying, of course, so that there is a significant reduction as far as that is concerned, I know that there are competing demands that are being addressed by the interest rate being pegged where it is now. Even we've gone through quite a long process of economic stabilization in this country, going back 2 years, and some of the measures that we're seeing, in my view, are starting to realign with market forces and starting to realign with what we believe is core economic fundamentals that should support business growth going forward. So with the continuous improvement and stability on issues relating to currency, issues relating to inflation, I believe that there will be a relook at the interest rate, and they should be able to adjust itself because the market demands it.
Interesting vagaries that you mentioned, inflation, currency issues, and all of those things. You're coming from a profit after a loss in the comparative period of 2020. Will this profit trajectory be sustained given all of these?
I can tell you that it's an extremely challenging market for all of us to operate in. And of course, I believe my shareholder would want nothing else except a profit, right? But we're operating in an extremely difficult market. We're up to the challenge. And I believe even despite the challenges that we have as a country, as an economy, there's still incredible opportunities. As you can see outside, there is quite a number of activities that are taking place within the power sector. infrastructure sector. We're supporting quite a number of our clients who are in the construction space. Some who have been involved in road construction, power generation to improve our power supply. As you know, in the past week we've been in the dark, haven't we? So we want to play a critical role in national projects, in projects that we believe are of national significance, so that we can be a part of the economic growth of the country.
And from what you're saying, I take it that you are convinced that you're sweating your assets enough.
We would like to do more, and as would any other player in the financial sector. I believe that we just play our role as Bank ABC to become a part of the success story. And I honestly, again, would like to say, if we are playing our role in our individual past that, how we are going to contribute to the economic recovery that we all want to see.
Lastly, what can we expect from Bank ABC perhaps in the next 6 months to a year?
I can tell you that we are action-packed. There's quite a lot that we have in store at the moment, and in fact you have not seen us rise to our best yet. We believe that there is more innovation that is coming from the team. We would like to participate a lot more, like I said before, in financial intermediation, especially within the SME sector. We have a heart for the SME, and we want to become a part of the growth story of each and every business that is operating in this country and contributing to the growth of Zimbabwe.
Dr. Lance Mambondiani, the Chief Executive Officer for Bank ABC. Sir, thank you for welcoming us into your corporate home, and thank you for the warm reception.
It's been an honor being here, and thank you for having me.
Much appreciated, sir. We look forward to having you again on the program.
Yes.
Thank you.
Equity Live presents the complete online interactive presentation solution. Hosting AGMs, media and analyst briefings has never been this simple, efficient and affordable. Communicate globally through a combination of high-definition video and your prepared multimedia presentation from any location of your choice. Interact with your invited participants from all over the world in question and answer sessions and voting sessions in real time on our safe, secure and affordable platform. Contact Equity Live for a free customized demonstration. Equity Live, real-time presentation solutions.
That's a wrap from the Earnings Review team here at Equity Access. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and to visit our informative website, www.equityaccess.net. From the Equity Access team and I, Danke, until next time, stay safe.